Hi everybody, this is B and I'm part of the Love for Art this month. Excuse me while I have a cup of tea. I've been out all day helping with a family fun day for the NHS, which is the National Health Service, and so I've had quite a busy afternoon, and I decided while I was out there that I would draw the picture that I'd like to do for you. He's a little hedgehog and he's getting ready for hibernation, going into hibernation. We have them over here in England. Not as many as we used to have. We used to have loads and loads and loads, but over the years with the traffic and more houses being built, they seem to be on the decline. Amazing little creatures, really noisy if you get them in your back garden. We happened to rescue one the other week. We were taking our dogs out for a walk, and one had obviously been knocked down by a cyclist. It's a very narrow path, and I doubt very much if the cyclist had actually seen the little hedgehog, and unfortunately he must have run over him. But we took him to the vets, and we're going to see to him, and then after he's on the mend, they release them back into the wild as near as where they've come from, so they readjust really well. What I'm doing is I am just sticking scrap bits of paper from a sheet I had. This is the sheet, beautiful paper, lots of autumn colours. So I decided to break it up and make it into his lovely bedding. And I decided that I quite like the idea of somewhere in the garden there's this lovely little bed with this little hedgehog fast asleep in his bed with his teddy and hot water bottle, waiting for the spring to come around the corner. We have in England in November bonfire night. It's to do with Guy Fawkes, who tried to blow up the Houses of Parliament, which many of you will know has Big Ben, as Big Ben is the famous clock that actually stands on the tower of the Houses of Parliament. Big Ben actually isn't the clock, believe it or not, although everybody associates it with the tower. Big Ben is actually the bell that is inside the clock. So to commemorate get that word out, to commemorate the Guy Fawkes' attempts to blow the House of Parliament up, which he obviously didn't succeed. We have Guy Fawkes Night. It's on the 5th of November, and for weeks before we spend a lot of time collecting wood and household waste and making guys to go on top of the bonfire, and children dress up guys and traditionally sit on the street corners with their guys and ask for a penny for the guy. Also, the reason why I happen to bring this up is in England the bonfires can become really, really big, and what happens is hedgehogs, when they see this lovely mound of twigs and leaves and branches, do tend to hibernate, and so before the bonfire is lit there's like a hedgehog alert where everybody makes sure that no hedgehogs get hurt in the proceeds. And of course, again, we are quite famous for having Beatrice Potter, a Victorian writer and illustrator that made the hedgehog quite famous, with Mrs. Periwinkle, who is a gorgeous little hedgehog. So hedgehogs in this country are quite a favourite wild animal. So this little guy has got his little teddy and he's off to bed in his little pile of leaves, waiting patiently for the spring to come, where he can get up and have his breakfast and run around the garden, collect leaves on his spikes. Trying to get the most pieces with the colour on and try and get them to shape. I may have to paint over some of them, but I don't mind. The weather here today has been amazing, quite warm. We are having it quite wet and damp at the moment, which is never surprising for England. We do tend to not have the best of summers always. Sometimes our summers are just complete rain, and sometimes we get glorious summers. It just depends on what's going on. There we go. So that's him, or okay, hoping you can see this all okay. Can't move the camera very well. I wonder if I just thinking about maybe if I push the book this way, it might be a bit easier for you to see it all. I'm wondering. Maybe not. Sorry about this, folks. Just trying to make it the easiest way for you to see what I'm doing. I am going to do the sky now. I'm going to do it in dark purple acrylic. Even though the autumn skies aren't that dark, I would like to think that he's tucked up in bed in a dark, snuggy place. I'm actually painting this picture in my junk journal. I have seen quite a few fantastic artists collect all the junk mail that comes through their door and make fabulous books from them. So I decided that I would collect my junk mail and stick it all together and see how it turns out. It's quite interesting painting on the different types of paper. Some paper is shiny, some is really thin and papery, some is thick and cardboardy. This piece here is quite thick and cardboardy, so it makes it a lot easier to actually paint on, which I'm really pleased about. I'm now going to do the hedgehog. Or parts of the hedgehog. I want him quite light for his face and underbelly. Purple. So I'm mixing, don't know if you can see that, it's called Naples Yellow Hue. So I'm just mixing this up and I'm going to just use it, actually I'm going to actually use a smaller brush, I think that will be a lot easier. I'm going to use it on his, where his underside of his bristles would be. Okay, and now I'm going to do where his little bristles will be. Hedgehogs are brown, but they're not completely brown. There's lots of bits of grey in them and black and yellow, but from a distance they look mainly dark brown. If my picture isn't completely in the frame, please forgive me. I'm trying to get my camera sorted out the best I can at the moment, and I'm hoping, that I think the best way forward would be to have my tripod actually mounted. Okay folks, we are back and it is dry. Hopefully this time you won't get my head so much in the actual video. I did have my camera a little bit too low down, so let's hope this is a bit better. Okay, just going to work a little bit on the moon. Just going to put the eyes in. It's really difficult. There are so many things to remember when you actually start to make these DVDs, and you get so engrossed in actually making them that you actually forget how near your head may be compared to the camera lens. So I do really apologize for cutting out some of the bits, and I do hope that it won't stop you from subscribing and watching my videos in the future. They can only get better. They certainly can't get any worse. I'm going to put some little stripes on his, oh, it's too wet. I'm going to put some little stripes on his little sheets. Little white ones. I do think that once you start to add the detail, the picture actually starts to come together. You've made it through this ugly stage, which is what I was actually discussing with you as my camera decided to turn itself off. The naughty camera is actually run by rechargeable batteries, and I think because I hadn't used the camera for a little while, the batteries had decided to wear themselves out. Another learning curve for me that I need to be aware to actually, it might be an idea for me to change my batteries before I actually start to record again. Like I've said before, it is all a tremendous learning curve, and I hope one day I actually do put out a video that is nowhere near as terrible as these. My only salvation is I have heard from other YouTube people that when you start, you've got so much to take in and so much to learn that eventually it does sink in and these little glitches end and things start to look up. I just hope they're right. Okay, I'm just going to dry these bits off. to paint his nose in. I have said before on previous videos that I absolutely enjoy putting the faces on these little characters because they just come to life, and it is awesome when they start to come to life. It's one of my favourite bits. I'm just going to outline his face. I just like to work when I can suddenly, the little character's there beside me and I can see him, and it's kind of me and this little guy kind of working together to create a picture. And I really love that. Just going to take the black off the nose, and I'm going to do it in marker. I think it'll work out a lot better. Yes, it does. I think the paint isn't actually working very well against the Mod Podge. And I am going to give him little pink cheeks. And I'm going to go around the rest. Just so I know where it is that I am going. Going to do his underside spikes now. You don't normally see them on the hedgehog until you actually turn the little guy over, and then you can actually see this little bit that sticks out. Like, then it actually does inform you to how thick that back of bristles really is. I'm gonna see if my Posca white will allow me to do them on the top. Again, just going to give him an uneven outline because the bristles aren't all the same size. And his little fringe. Give his nose some detail so you can see his nose. There you go. And his little paws. I'm talking to, whispering to myself here. Cracking up. I'm going to change to my white jelly roll. They seem to be much more reliable for me anyway than the Posca pens. Just going to outline his little tiny dots on his little sleeping cap. This one seems to be a little bit better. Hand round the hot water bottle. Still recording. I'm becoming really worried about this now, that we are not recording after losing so much of the footage. And here's his little teddy. Might also give Teddy some pink. I'm going to give hedgehog a bit more pink. And Teddy can have some pink in his ears. And a cool little bear pad. There we go. Just going to tidy up that nose a little bit more. That's better. And to do the sheets. This is just a fine liner that I picked up along the way somewhere. I have no idea. Like most things, they just find their way into your pencil case, toolkit, whatever, and don't remember where you've got them from. They've been there for so long. Just going to outline the hot water bottle, give it some definition. And the inside of the pillowcase. And over this side. I'm going to give Teddy, going to give the hedgehog a little bit of shading. It's a little bit difficult because the Mod Podge that I've used really doesn't want me to work on it. It's a bit of a nightmare when that happens. And it goes, no, it's okay. I don't want you to give me any shading. And I'm going, yes, you need some shading. Battle of Wills. Just wondering what else I've got. Oh, let me try this one. Right, I'm going to try my Stabilo. Or, I've not used it yet, and it says it covers absolutely everything. I'm just going to see if it'll give me some. Yes, we have success. We have some shading. Chuffed to bits with that. That's brilliant. I'm going to try one of my smudge sticks just to see if I can just smudge it out a little bit. Oh yes, I'm extremely pleased with that. Brilliant. And under his little paws. And under his chin. And there we go. brilliant. Pleased about that. Just going to test something out. I don't know if you're going to see this very well. Well, you might well do. I'm going to use, it's a gel pen, and it's coming unscrewed. I'm going to use it to give the bed some definition and put the wood grain on the bed. It's quite a dark little picture because it's night time and it's autumn, so you don't get the lovely bright colours when he's asleep. I love the knots in wood. They're not going to work. Don't know if anyone else has the same problem with white than I do. It's really, 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 really annoying when you invest so much time and effort into white pens and they just decide to pack up. To be fair, it's probably me and not the pen. looks a little bit better. I think I'm going to give him a little bit of shading under his hat. Because he would have a little bit of shading under his hat. I'm going to give him a little bit of red here as well, because I think it would just, yes, that's so much better. Brings the hat a bit more to life. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I've now managed to put all my pens into the white paint I had on the side. I'm just going to go over his nose again because I'm still not 100% happy with his nose. And the moon peeking over the sleeping hedgehog's bed. I like to give the moon gold eyes. I always think it makes her look magical. And this paintbrush is a little bit too wet. And this one too. It's a little bit too wet. Ah, that's better. There we go. That's better. Let's give her some fabulous red lips. paint's gone a little bit hard. I'm going to give the moon just a bit of a haze. Just going to knock it back a little bit with a baby wipe. Just to give it that haze effect that you get in the winter, because the moon is sometimes behind the clouds and you can't see her properly. I'm also going to lighten up the hedgehog's face. I'm not 100% happy with his face. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. Yeah. Happier with that. Just going to give it a quick blast. I'm going to put a little bit brown under here. Doesn't really want to take the colours. I'll try this. I'm going wrong colour. Give him some little squiggles. On his bed to show where his body is. I'm going to give Teddy a little bit of shading too. His eyes and pillow where he's resting his head. Just a little bit of shading under where the wood would be deeper. And along here too. Put a bit of white on the moon. Doesn't want to come through on that one. Don't know why. Seem to have picked up something. Just trying to lighten the moon up a little bit. Seems to be some water there. I'm going to put some stars in now. And there we go, people. One happy little hedgehog in the fall, getting ready to sleep. The long sleep of the winter. I hope you like him. Let's see if I can just pull him up to show you. Oops. So you can see him a little more close up. There's his little teddy, and here's his face, his hair, sorry, trying to get it all in, and the moon peeking over his bed, and his bed, and wake in the spring. Let's move this light. Wake in the spring, guys, and not before. Okay, hope you liked it. Hope you enjoyed watching me. If you did, please subscribe. I will get better. And visit me on my Facebook page. And also come and join me again. Thank you very much. Hope you have a lovely fall.